Mr. Mahabaleshwara, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, Mr. Mahabaleshwara, when I spoke to you last, you were very confident about your Vision 2020. But given that you got new norms or new NPA provisioning norms which have come from RBI, credit offtake has not been great. In general, I'm getting a sense that banks right now are reluctant toward giving aggressive credit both at MSC level and at high corporate level. Do you think you would like to revisit your Vision 2020?
I'm very much optimistic about the long journey that we have already undertaken, and the results are quite visible. See, this is almost now 1 year into my office as MD and CEO of the bank. And during the very first year, whatever the business target that we had set for ourselves, that is 1,10,000 crores of business, that we have been able to accomplish. And here we have been able to achieve a growth rate of 17.82%. And the most noteworthy is that the growth in advances. We have been able to clock a growth rate of around 28.54% in advances. And my CD ratio has also gone up from 65.22% to 75.65%. Most probably the industry might have grown at a rate of around 8%. That being the case, when a bank grows at 17.82%, that too keeping all the quality parameters intact, I'm really expressing my happiness about this growth. And I also believe that this must be sustainable from the point of view that we have been able to focus not only on the corporates, but also on the mid corporates and the retail. So, and the CASA is also growing. And most interesting thing is that during the last financial year, that is 2017-18, we have been able to onboard 1 million new customers. So this has not happened in the history of Karnataka Bank. More and more new customers onboarding is happening on daily basis. And this opens up a lot of cross-selling opportunity for me. So having completed the first year in a very satisfactory note, we have now been aiming for around 18% growth during the ensuing year, that is 2018-19. The business turnover I am aiming to have at around 1,30,000 crores with a growth rate of 14.5% for the deposits and around 20% plus for the advances. So that would help me to have a very good operating profit in the year to come. And definitely during the current year, as I have already made known to all, that there would be some NPA pressures, provision pressure, everything. But the future appears to be very bright for banks like Karnataka Bank.
With the story, or would you have a question for Mr. Mahabaleshwara?
Yeah, of course. I am convinced with the story, and this is what I believe ever since I am invested in the bank. So, hello, good morning, sir. I just want to know one thing from you. First of all, congratulations for your press release yesterday, and whatever the numbers actually you have given, that is really wonderful. So, one thing I would like to know from you, as on December 2017, actually your restructured assets was somewhere around 970 crore, and your SMA2 was somewhere around 1200 crores, so altogether 2200 crore. So, as per the yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kedia, for the confidence reposed on Karnataka Bank. You are a well-informed investor, and your confidence really goes a long way in furthering our business initiatives. And as far as your specific two questions, one is, I think, on our restructured advances, which was at 970.38 crores as of December 17. And you may be aware of the fact that as of March 2017, this was at 1,365.15 crore. So in all probability, no addition to the restructured advances portfolio, and I'm very optimistic that it would come down. And as far as the other portfolio that you have mentioned, the SMA2. SMA2, we had about 1,218.24 crores as of December 17. And again, in the SMA2, the additions are quite less. The probability of addition appear to be quite less because on account of the recent RBI stressed asset resolution plan issued by the RBI on February 12th and other, there could be some migration from this SMA2 portfolio to even to the NPA portfolio. And as a result, however, there may not be fresh addition to the this portfolio of the SMA2. What I am saying is that once we pass this Q4, the asset quality pressures may ease out. Even though the operating profit appears to be on a robust line, definitely the bottom line stress across Indian banking industry may continue for this particular fourth quarter of the year 2017-18.
Mr. Mahabaleshwara, that's interesting that you highlighted, those parameters. I was just looking at your return ratios, return on assets, return on equity over the course of the last 4 years and, for the 9-month period ended FY18. There has been a decline there. What are you doing at your end to improve the performance? Because, these are really the benchmarks against which investors would evaluate you.
Yeah, on account of especially the pressure on the provision front, ROA may also experience some pressure, but we are also optimistic of about a decent NIM during the current financial year.
Okay. Just before we let Mr. Mahabaleshwara go, Vijay, does it not worry you the fact that bank, the word itself is becoming so tainted? It may not be Karnataka Bank, but because of what's going on in the sector or with a particular bank or two, that's having its rub off or shake off, I should say, on the rest of the banking stocks as well. Do you not worry about your net worth going down, cracking every day in Karnataka Bank in particular?
No, actually, I do not count all those numbers because those are numbers to me, as I said earlier on Twitter also, that your unrealized profit in a stock is actually money borrowed from the market. So until unless you book your profit, the money is not yours. Okay. So all those things does not worry me at all. And I'm confident because this is the worst time for the banking sector. So this could be the best time
for a fresh investor.
Yeah, to investor to invest in banking sector.
So would you look to add more? Maybe not in a Karnataka bank, but just banking per se?
Yes, of course. Although I do not have money, but suppose if I sell some shares tomorrow, then I would certainly put my money. I may put there is no certainty in the market. Let me tell you. So I may put my money into bank, and why not Karnataka Bank? Because I think now at this price. Anyway, I don't want, it's not a recommendation, so let us not talk about the price and all.
Sure.
But I think it's reasonable, it's cheaply valued, it's the cheapest bank available. Although price may go down 10% from here also, again some scams breaks out tomorrow that we don't know.
Yeah.
But otherwise, value-wise, I think it's one of the cheapest banks.
Okay, so before we wrap, I'll take some Twitter queries also, but I just want to bring out your portfolio and whatever is there available to us in the public domain. Sudarshan Chemicals, Vaibhav Gems, Everest Industries, all public information which we've picked up from the BSC reported data. Have you increased or reduced your exposure in 3 large holdings? I think your 3 large holdings, according to public data, one would be Sudarshan Chemicals, one could be Karnataka Bank, and the third one I think is Vaibhav Gems, right?
Yeah, or Repro or whatever.
Repro. These are top 3 large holdings.
Yeah.
As of now, you don't see a reason to sell them or to add more, and you think that you are fairly committed to your top 3-4 holdings for next 2-3 years?
Yeah, as on today.
Would you be selling them if they increase 100% from here, your top 3 holdings?
100% from here, depends. If 100% it rises tomorrow, then I can sell, I can think. Otherwise, I'm happy with that. As I
so this is Vijay Kedia's 2020 portfolio.
This is very difficult to say. Let me tell you, because last year I was expecting that I was not sell my Karnataka Bank for 5 years. I'm giving you one example. But I changed my mind and I sold some of my Karnataka banks. So I think that kind of it's futile.
No, as of today. What
Yeah.
happens tomorrow, we
But
don't
I'm
know. As
happy
of
with my
today,
portfolio. Actually, I'm watching them very closely, and I don't think that I need to sell any of my
There's
stock.
no immediate reason to
No
sell, is what
immediate
you're saying.
reason to sell.
On that note, we're going to thank Mr. Mahabaleshwara. Thanks so much, sir. It was great having you on the show and you interacting with one of the fans of Karnataka Bank, Mr. Vijay Kedia. He's convinced about your story and he's also convinced about the valuation, and his message to fresh investors is there that there can't be a better price to buy Karnataka Bank at the current levels. Good speaking with you, sir.
Thank you. I think the growth story will continue. Thank you.
Okay, great that you maintain that kind of conviction. I'm sure market investors will also follow that.